If you're looking for a wireless microphone for your action camera, man, I think I've discovered the perfect one for you. Check out this review I do on the DJI Mic Mini. Yeah, it costs about $165, so it's not cheap, but I think you won't be disappointed. Now, just so you know, the next video that's coming up, I record with just my GoPro. There is no microphone attachment, so you're going to be able to hear the wind. You're going to be able to sense some of the irritations basically with not having the right equipment. So if you want to know a little bit more about it and how I set it up, and then listen to the difference between walking around a shed and walking 500 feet away, you may be asking, is that possible? Can I get clear reception going that distance? Stay tuned and you'll find out. The most frustrating part of using a camera, any kind of camera, is the microphone. When I first started, I was using a GoPro 7, and of course it's years old, and there have been some improvements with the latest technology, so I use a GoPro 13 right now, which is the latest model out. But the microphone that I chose to use is a wired mic because it was cheap. It was like $13. And so what I always struggled with was how to hold all of these cords and devices hooked up to your camera. And so of course you had to get this mod from GoPro to actually hook it into your GoPro so you can plug the microphone into it. But the problem with the wired mic is, I mean, this is a cord that was 15 feet long, and you always have to untangle the knots, and it doesn't matter how you roll it up, it's always going to get tangled. And some of my footage was filmed kind of in the woods-ish area, and this would hang down till it's 15 feet long, and it would get caught on any kind of shrubbery, sticks, debris on the ground, and it would kind of yank my camera as I was walking along. You didn't really have any flexibility with distance. You were limited to 15 feet, and you still are if you're using this. I think I paid about $160 something for the DJI mini mic. And so we're gonna look at this microphone that I purchased to go with my GoPro 13, and I've never actually used it before, so I'm going to be kind of testing it out to see what the range is like. All right, let's take a look at this DJI Mic Mini. This is the case that it comes in, and on the front it's got a couple LED lights, so when you open the case up they automatically illuminate. So right now it's fully charged with 4 lights. Of course, if you had 1 or 2, then you would want to probably charge your box. That way you always have charging capability in it. But inside you have your 2 mics and you have your receiver. And so I'm going to use a mic and a receiver. And as long as it's in the box, it's already charging, which is nice. So it's all ready to go. But if you wanted to use your phone to record audio, there is a phone attachment right there that you can use. Because, you know, our phones aren't really meant to get awesome sound. But this is what it looks like. This is a very easy process. You're going to plug your mic, your GoPro mic mod into your GoPro or whatever action camera you have. Put your receiver at the very top. Plug your 3.5 millimeter cable in there. Whoop. And then take your mic. You can use the clip and or the magnet. I'm just going to clip it on my shirt right here for our purposes. And it automatically connects to your action camera, which is super nice. You don't have to go into any settings and activate or turn something on or off. On the very front of the screen you should see some bars going across, and as long as you're talking and those are showing, that means that you have the appropriate connection. So it's transmitting and it's receiving. on this receiver, let me just show you the couple settings that you have right here. And this is a setting for obviously the amount of mic that's coming in or voice. So there's a setting of 0, there's a setting of -6, -12, +6, and +12. So depending on how it receives, you can adjust that. So if it's maxed out, if your bars are already all the way across and you don't see any kind of fluctuation, then you know you have too much, and you can just go to the receiver and set it. So hopefully you can see those bars on the front. Now you can probably see it a little bit better going all the way across. Not all the way, but about halfway. If you keep it in the middle, I think you'll be okay. So I think now is about time for, let's go put this DJI Mic Mini to the test. See how far we can walk with it and get signal. I'm gonna go ahead and measure off how many feet I can go and still receive reception from my mic. And I've measured it before. It's about 500 feet. And so I'm just gonna, as I walk, I'm gonna call off the feet. And when you start, if you can't hear me anymore, it's because it cut out because I lost reception. But I'm gonna add this mic muffler modification to my mic, my mini mic, because it is kind of windy and I want to see how well it does. So I don't know if you can see this or not, but all you have to do is just kind of hook it from the bottom and snap it in to the top like that. And then this just clips on. And I know it's just kind of dangling there. It does come with, remember, the magnet that goes under your shirt and hooks to it. So I guess it's more of a professional look. But let's go ahead, and I'm gonna go ahead and start walking. The wind's picking up, so hopefully the mic muffler will do its job. I'm gonna put on my glasses so I can actually read the numbers with my counter right here. So this counter has really come in handy, and I'm gonna keep walking that way and we'll see where we go. All right, so we're at 0, 10, 20 feet, 30 feet, 40 feet, 50 feet, 60 feet, 70 feet, 80 feet, 90 feet, 100 feet, 110 feet, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 100, and I don't remember if it starts to call at this point. I turn my body around and see if the line of sight. Right now, my body is in between the microphone and the GoPro. So now I'm facing the GoPro at 180 feet. And if you can hear me better, then there is some significance with the interference with having an object in between you and the mic. But I'll go ahead and continue on. So there's some definite interference between the mic and the camera. If your body's in between, you're gonna get some interference, and it seems like it started picking up around 180 feet. So if you can find some way to position the microphone like on your shoulder or something where it can still pick up your sound and maintain the line of sight, I think that's what you need to do. 190 feet, 200 feet, past 210, 220, 230, 240, 250, 260, 270, 280, 290. We're at 300 feet, passing 310, 320, 330, 340, 350. And I'm facing the camera at 455 feet. And if you can hear me now, this is a direct line of sight. I'm going to turn my body around so it's in between the microphone and the GoPro. And me turn from the camera. And hopefully you'll be able to tell the difference. But now I'm going to go ahead and go backwards towards the camera, counting down, and we'll see if it picks up or if it's completely clear. All right, 450. 440. I have to go a little slower because I'm reading upside down. 430. 420. 410. 400 feet. 390. 380. 370. 360. Passing 350 feet. 340 feet. 330 feet. 320. 310. 300. 290. 280. 270. 260. 250. 240. 230. 220. 210. 200. 190. 180. 170. 160. Passing 150. 140. 130. 120. 110. 100. 90. 80. 70. 60. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. And back home. But really, if you think about it, I don't know if you can see that fence all the way down there. So that's about 450 feet away. And that is super far. I don't know why in the world you'd try to be recording way down there and your camera is way down here. You can't see anything that's going on anyway. So I'm actually pretty impressed. And like I said, let me get my glasses back on. And like I said, if I can just be able to move around and not get my cord all caught up under my feet and tangled up in the brush and stuff, I mean, that is going to be golden. And I'm super satisfied so far about how this is turning out. Okay, so now, after we've determined that there's interference about 150, 180 feet, I went ahead and repositioned my mic on my shoulder. That way, my body is not getting in the way between the microphone and the GoPro camera itself. So, and I'm going to retest this, and let's see if this helps out. Okay. 10 feet. 20 feet. 30. 40. 50. 60. 70. 80. 90. 100. 110, 120, passing 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, and 180. This is where we had interference last time, so I can't tell right now how broken or how clear it is. So I'm going to turn my body around and face the camera, and if it became clear, then there's still interference. If there's no interference, then where I positioned the microphone made all the difference in the world. All right, let's continue. 190, 200, 210, 220, 230, 240, 250, 260, 270, 280, 290, 300, 310, 320, 330, 340, 350, 360, 370, 380, 390, 400 feet, passing 410, 420, 430, 440, 450, 455. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn my body around now, and if there was any interference, it should have cleared up. But hopefully with the Mic Mini on my shoulder, it maintained a clear sight and picked up my voice. So let's head back and we'll see how it does from 455. 440, 430, 420, 410, 400, 390, 380, 370, 360, 50, 340, 330, 310, 300, 290, 280, 270, 260, 250, 230, 220, 210, 200, 190, 180, 170, 160, 150, 140, 130, 120, 110, 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, and we're back home. I want to do another test by walking around this shed right here. It's a very long shed and very wide, so I'm going to walk around starting going this way, and I'll keep talking to you and we'll see if the reception is lost. It is a metal shed, so if it does have any effect, we're definitely going to find out right now. But anyway, hopefully this is still coming in nice and clear. I can definitely hear a difference with the Mic Mini, not just the Mic Mini, but especially the wind guard that I have attached on top of the mic. It really does help keep the noise with the wind, you know, all around. But I am interested to see if walking behind this shed, if you can still pick me up. Now they say metal definitely interferes with cell phone signal and GPS signal, so I imagine there's going to be some sort of interference with this. If not, I think this will be definitely a miracle that they need to put into Holy Scriptures. But who knows, maybe DJI, that company, has come up with something great. And I know there's more expensive mics than this one. And there's actually another Mic Mini that you can get that doesn't come with a charging case. It just comes with a receiver and one mic. It's about half the cost. So guys, I'm actually super impressed. There was zero interference. And just to give you an idea of how far the shed is away, because in the field, we actually started picking up some interference around 150 to 200. You can hear it crackle. And so I'm going to measure this right now. We're at 0 feet. Let me reset this. And then you can just come along for the ride. Whoops. Let's see how far this shed is away. Taking the longer route. And so this is actually reading, 84 feet. So that's pretty far. And if you keep walking around, I mean, it's definitely got some interference, available interference, but not really sure why it didn't, but I am pleasantly surprised. And which goes to show this wireless Mic Mini, I think, is super nice, and it's definitely going to fit all of my needs, because I can't imagine me ever filming something behind a building that you can't see me, but you want to hear my voice, and or further than 150 feet out. It just doesn't make any sense. And so if you're looking for something to really help with the noise, to kind of stabilize the sound and improve the quality of your videos, definitely get this. You'll be impressed.